Friends, Baal Ganesha is a very interesting form of Lord Ganesha. It is imagination of Lord Ganapati in his childhood. Instead of his favorite modaka in his hand, we will show him enjoying a piece of chocolate in this painting. Let us paint this subject in watercolors, wash, and pen. After an initial light pencil line outlines, I begin by painting Lord Ganesha or the Baal Ganesha in watercolor washes. I begin with a very weak diluted orange and I do some softening here. So after having applied these quick washes, I allow them to dry completely. Once this wash dries, I apply a little color for the upper part of his clothing. Just apply a little water. Continue adding the mauve a little stronger at the base and pushing it upwards with gradual addition of water. So that it gives a good washy look. Again, allow this whole thing to dry. The next, I add the pitambar or the dhoti. Add some water at the top. Repeat for the other areas. As you must be noticing, I am applying a little thicker color or heavier color at the base of every part and loosening it up with a little water on the upper areas so as to create an effect of light falling on the upper areas of the subject. Having done the pitambar, I allow this to completely dry. Next, to show the chocolate in his hands, I make use of a little thicker burnt sienna, which gives you the color of the chocolate instantly. And you may show the chocolate partially bitten off. You'll have to be quick because the color should not dry off. And before the color dries, I'm going to make use of the other end of this brush and score some checks over it in this way. So this would resemble a piece of chocolate in his hand. Allow this to dry. Now, having completed all the watercolor washes and allowing them to dry, I begin my ink work, that is using a black ink, waterproof ink pen, and I start drawing over the washes. The outlines will breathe a lot of life in the subject. You can use the pen to fill up the hair, or alternatively, you can use a little thicker Payne's gray and quickly paint the hair over the head. And in this way, continue using the pen to complete all the outlines. Remember that the pen that you use must always be fresh and a new one, not one which has been used very often and hardly releases any ink. The ink must flow readily and easily out of the pen. The folds of the dhoti or the pitambar may also be indicated in this way. Now, I make use of a pointed brush and add the Rudraksha. This may be done with just tiny droplets of color. Burnt sienna being used. Tiny beads of color are sufficient to paint or to suggest the Rudraksha. As a necklace of Rudraksha and Rudrakshas on his wrist. To make the tilak or the religious mark on his forehead, I make use of red color and paint in one go a U shape to form the tilak. Finally, I make use of very dilute Payne's grey to indicate a few shadows. In the area of the ears, a bit in the deep areas of the body. This is just to give it a little fullness. Just a few touches here and there are sufficient. Especially the shadows cast by the whole body on the place where he sits. Just to give a sense of completion. Lastly, we should not forget his vehicle, his favorite mushaka or the mouse, which is always around him here and there. And an easy way to create the mushaka is to start with the letter 6 and draw a perpendicular L. Fill this up in this manner. And indicate a kind of a inverted glass, followed by a nice circle. If you just extend two of his so-called arms, followed by a little tail, the mushaka or the mouse is complete. You may add the shadow cast by the mushaka also, since we are showing the shadow of the Baal Ganesh. And this gives rise to a sense of completion of a cute looking baby Ganesha. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you have liked this video, please touch the like button, share this video with your friends and groups, and please subscribe to this channel. Thank you once again.